What's going on, Ingram Muscle family? I'm Tony.
And I'm Brittany.
And welcome back to the Ingram Muscle channel. Today we got a good one for y'all. Today we're going to talk about our debt-free journey. All right, we got a lot to unpack. So get your popcorn ready. Y'all. So we're going to talk about when we started, why we started, our relapse.
Yes.
Okay, how much debt we had, and what debts we had to pay off. And also we'll give you guys some tips at the end on just our journey and just things that we can do, things that we could provide for you guys, hopefully to help you on your journey. So without further ado, we're going to jump in it.
But before we do, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Like this video, you guys. Make sure that you subscribe to the Ingram Muscle YouTube channel and then hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an Ingram Muscle upload. Also, leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this video, or if you have any questions about debt-free journey or debt period, just let us know. So now, without further ado, we're going to hop right into it.
Our debt-free journey started actually in 2015. We were stationed in Japan. As some of y'all may or may not know, I'm an officer in the Navy. I'm a lieutenant. And so we travel a lot. And we were stationed in Japan for almost 2 years. And we came back from Japan. And that's when we accumulated our debt. And then we started our journey then. All right, so we started our journey. The reason why we started our journey, guys, we had a big why, right? But the first piece was a reality check. So we came back from Japan. We had a good time, y'all. We wanted to visit our family and friends that we hadn't seen in 2 years. Brittany and I were pretty much newlyweds at the time. And we balled out. We went to visit family in South Carolina and Texas, and we just wanted to love on them, and we overspent, right? And Brittany, what was some of the stuff we spent our money on?
Well, we definitely bought food, plane tickets. We went shopping. We bought bottle service. We pretty much, like Tony said, we wanted to spoil our family and friends because we hadn't seen them in a very long time. And that was the first time that we were going to both meet like some of our friends that I hadn't met some of Tony's friends in Texas, and he hadn't met some of my friends in South Carolina. So we really just wanted to go have a good time. And the number one word that we just kept using was, we deserve it. So we was just like, we deserve to have this time. We deserve to have this fun. And we just pretty much mashed the gas. So after we visited our family, we had such a good time. We came back to our new place in Central California. Tony surprised me for my birthday that year with a brand new Mercedes-Benz. It was absolutely gorgeous, you guys. So that also was a part of our debt. And then I had a student loan that I had brought over into the marriage. That was about $45,000. So we had that debt as well that we had started to pay for. So that's pretty much what we had accumulated from the credit cards to the auto loan to the student loan. And then we got to our breaking point.
So the breaking point, guys, looked at each other one day and looked at each other and said, do we want to put gas in the car or do we eat? Right? That's a tough spot to be in.
Yes.
Very humbling experience. Right, so of course we decided to eat, but it was at that point where we sat down and said, okay, we got to get our finances in order. For people to know about California, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to live out here, and so you got to be tight, right?
Yes.
And I make a pretty decent living, and at the time Brittany wasn't working because we had just came back from Japan. So we got on a plan. We had accumulated probably a little bit over $100,000 in debt. And we got on a plan, we got on a financial plan. And that's why our first debt-free journey started.
Mm-hmm. So in 2015, we decided to take a 9-week financial literacy course to help us jumpstart our debt-free journey. Tony had already taken this course before, so he introduced the course to me, and I was on board 100%. The first thing that we did once we completed the course is we sold my brand new Mercedes Benz. Tony, you want to talk about that a little bit?
You know what? We hadn't even completed the course. We wanted to get something done, right? And y'all, for me, that was tough for me as a man. You know, I surprised my wife with this beautiful car. You know, I thought I was doing something. You know, and then we get to a place where everything comes to a screeching halt. And so we were on the same page about selling the car. It was about a $40,000 car. So we sold the car, and I felt terrible about it. It took me a couple of years to forgive myself for that. And so Brittany, she helped me through that process. But we sold the car, and we kept going, and we got focused, and that was a big chunk of the debt. So
yeah.
Okay, so we paid off about $60,000 at this point, coming up to 2017, right? It took us about a year and a half. Paid off about 60 grand, and keep in mind we still got a student loan, and Brittany put it in a we put it in a debt forgiveness program. And I'll let Brittany explain that a little bit more because she came to me with the ideas, and I was like, let's do it. You know?
So in 2017, we decided to put the student loans into a debt forgiveness program, which it was going to allow me to pay for this loan over the course of 20 years. And after 20 years, the loan would be forgiven. Well, that didn't work out like we planned. I don't know what we thought about owing anybody anything for 20 years. It's just a very long time to owe anybody anything. And I don't work for the government. So I think it was like, if you work for the government, it's a 10-year stint of when, you get your forgiveness.
Teachers, anybody that works in like civil service type of jobs.
Yeah, so it'll be forgiven in 10 years. But for me, it was 20 years. So we decided to go ahead and put the student loans to the side, and in our head, some kind of way, we rationalized that, okay, if the student loan is over there, they're taking like $30 a month out of our account over the course of 20 years. Right. It came out to be like 8,000 and something. So we were like, okay, we have that over there. We can pay the $8,000, no problem. And we had already paid off the $60,000. So in our heads, we were like, we're debt free. But we really wasn't debt free because the student loan was still technically there. Right. So that's our first debt free journey. And I'm putting that in air quotes because of the student loan was still kind of lingering in the background. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we went through that period of being quote unquote debt free for about a month, and then that's when the relapse happened.
All right, y'all, so we relapse. This is our second debt free journey at this point. So we relapsed 2017. We wasn't quote unquote debt free for a month. Terrible. So bottom line, we failed this first time, right? So we started slowly using our credit cards again, just really developed the YOLO mentality, right? And we felt like, hey, we were basically deprived for a year and a half. So in our mind, at least for me, I was like, I feel like I hadn't done anything forever, so I just feel like I wanted to buy stuff. I was still in this consumer mentality, and that really did not work.
Yeah, no, that didn't work at all. I mean, on top of that, we started a new super hobby of bodybuilding, which was kind of expensive. So, that kind of started to get a little bit pricey, and we started sliding the credit cards slowly but surely. We both had competitions we had to pay for, the suits, the coaches, the food. all of that. We flew our parents out here, and then we also renewed our vows in 2018.
Yeah.
And so we paid half of that in cash, and the other half we took out a personal loan to fund the other half of that. And we renewed our vows in Aruba, which was absolutely beautiful. And we had so much fun. We stayed for a week, and our family and friends came out for like 3 or 4 days, and it was just absolutely amazing. So that's also what we started to accumulate more and more debt. We also bought 2 cars during this YOLO period. Our first car was a BMW, and that turned out to be trash.
A POS.
No disrespect to BMW, but that car was the worst. Okay,
A POS, y'all.
It was the worst. So we ended up trading that car in to get a Jeep Wrangler, a brand new Jeep Wrangler, which we both loved. It was a we loved that car. But we had some negative equity that we had to roll over from the BMW into the Jeep. So that was there. And then we were leasing this Jeep. So we already knew that was a no-no. But again, we were not only were we in a consumer mindset at the time, we were very much so in a YOLO mindset, and we were also in a we'll get to that when we get to it. It was like we'll handle how everything is going to get paid for whenever we get to it. As long as we can pay for the payments, we were good.
Good.
That's how we were thinking at that point.
Yep.
All right, you guys. So that's it for part 1. But we have so much more in store for you guys for part 2. So make sure you go ahead and head on over to watch part 2 of our debt-free journey. Until then, have an amazing day. And if it's nighttime for you guys, have a great night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we can't wait to get more information out to you guys.
All right, now be great.
Bye.